You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
Good morning and welcome to episode 1307 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed right here on this podcast. Follow, like, and set to auto download in your podcast apps if you don't mind.
Guaranteed.
Today, yep, guaranteed. 80% though. Today we've got a deep dive down the Abercrombie and Fitch rabbit hole, moms for rent, more Nazis in Canada, unusual killers, unusual terrorists, and much, much more to discuss. Mark and Wes are here with me. How you guys doing?
Good day.
A lot better than the guys that used to work at Abercrombie, the good-looking ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Got, like,
disgusting.
Boy Scouts thing going on, or what? Like,
oh yeah, they got their brains raped out of them. Yeah.
wow.
My cousin used to work for Abercrombie. I got to call him and ask him if he ever got raped.
Yeah. Well, wait till the end of the story. I mean,
You should ask.
Yeah, it's an exclusive club of these guys.
Or at least lend your support.
Yeah.
Wes.
I don't know if he was.
He would have had to been really fit.
Yeah. I don't know if he was up there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was.
This
On
is like the
rape
1% of Abercrombie models that.
Yeah.
This
he
time
was
it
just-
didn't pay to be the best. You know.
He was just at a store.
Yeah.
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 I got a funny story
Oh.
about Abercrombie to go along with this, actually.
Perfect.
Ooh, fantastic. Wes, how you feeling? I hear you're a little froggy, you know.
It was a tough weekend. But I'm here, I feel like my stories are funny, so we're gonna
Okay.
power through.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like
we might win the Powerball too.
We are gonna win the Powerball, quite frankly.
Hey, I know it's Cash App only, but can I send you some?
I caught your little Cash App only reference on the last.
I just haven't downloaded the app yet and set it up.
and I know that it's a thing, so that's why I said today Zell's fine.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna hit you with it.
It didn't slip past me. Well, I caught it.
I just haven't. I've been busy.
It's
I
my
haven't
money a
downloaded
few
the
hours
app.
late, but I sent it to you.
It's on the to-do list. I just haven't downloaded, but I'll.
Yeah,
Zell
Cash
it.
App's great, by the way. If you don't have
I'm
it, it's
sure.
good.
I'm sure it is. I just haven't set it up yet.
Even after the CEO was stabbed to death, huh?
Yeah, it's still going.
Okay.
Wow. I haven't done it in solidarity with him. Actually,
Speaking of which, the
story
CEO,
I'm gonna stick with.
CEO of Cash App has a lot of similarities to the ex-CEO of Abercrombie, which we're going to get into. He would have turned into him, given a few more decades. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And most importantly, though, the next meetup for Patreon, Send in the Car and Golden Elbow tier patrons is this Friday night, October 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Just come, shoot the shit. We're going to meet up, hang out, maybe watch a movie, watch party. Super
We're
fun.
going to rape you with friendship.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
In a great way. Hard to say that. Yeah, we'll move on. Also, the next merchathon will be Wednesday, October 25th, 2023, during and after the live stream taping of the podcast for that Thursday's show. So get ready. We'll have merch discounts. We'll be doing crazy shit, stunts for purchases, quid pro quo, I think they call it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm going to maybe shave my back hair or chest hair live, something crazy.
Ooh.
Eat some raw chicken if that's.
It's close to Halloween. Could you shave a jack-o'-lantern into your body hair?
I could shave maybe something spooky into my hair. Something spooky.
Just like a shark's mouth into your hair.
Yeah.
And then the eyes and the nips,
Yeah. And then maybe get like a cutout shirt that match it, and just the hair is poking through like the shirt.
Yeah, a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
But it's all on you, the Hardo Hive. Come support store.hardfactor.com at the merchathon. That's the night of October 20th.
You buy gifts for yourself and loved ones at the end of October for the holiday season, and then give us money so that we can buy gifts for our loved ones.
Right.
It's like, we'll pay
Get
it
all your
forward.
holiday shopping done while torturing us. It'll be
Right.
more entertaining than going to the mall. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah. 100%.
All right. Real quick, guys. The pumpkins. Remember, I planted the rotten pumpkins under the snow
Yeah.
last winter. It worked. Check it out.
Oh shit! How many?
I got-
That's a
I
big
got
one.
full on pumpkins. like a whole patch. I've got a pumpkin patch.
That's
You got a
amazing.
pumpkin patch. That's cool.
Yeah, a whole patch.
What are
Multiple
you gonna do with
styles.
them?
I'll put them out. Hopefully they turn orange
Yeah.
by Halloween there. But
Hey,
Do
green
you have
is
to
spooky
pick them?
too.
Do you have to
Paint
pick
'em.
them to make them turn orange? Like take them away from their life source, or
Mhm.
maybe. But I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it huge. I'm gonna get this thing massive. You're right, Wes. Maybe I do have to take it off to turn it orange.
What
but
about painting them though?
I'm gonna get it huge.
that's
I
cool.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Works. Literally, just take your old pumpkins, put them under the dirt, wait a year. You have like 10, 20 more pumpkins.
It seems too easy.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Poor people
love it.
should start eating pumpkins.
To keep it in a warm, dry, sunny spot. Sun is needed to turn the pumpkin orange. Turn green parts towards the sun. If the whole pumpkin is green, you're fucked. Now rotate it so it turns evenly.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll keep
Sun.
rotating that motherfucker.
I mean, green's like a slimy color too. That's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, a green pumpkin's kind of cool, I think.
What's weird about
Go
that, Mark,
green
the
theme.
underside is turning yellow and orange first. So I don't know what's up. I don't
Well,
know what's
maybe
up.
it's hot. I don't know on the ground. Yeah, but to Wes's point, like everyone goes orange. Everyone goes white and black pumpkins. I don't see a lot of green pumpkins.
Dude,
out
green pumpkin would be creepy. It's more ghoulish.
You better get
Yeah.
some good candy though, because if you're going green pumpkin, you better have some good candy.
Yeah.
That's a memorable thing.
Costco
Uh-oh.
membership comes up
Oh,
big.
guys,
Uh,
we got someone stepping on Shorav's turf here in the comments.
Oh shit!
Zigzag Maldado.
Zigzag small dog. Whoa!
No,
They're offering us viewers in the live stream for
This is a
money
good
now.
stream, but you could
Shorav,
do
we got to
it
get
more.
Zigzag and Shorav on together. Maybe.
Yeah, we
compete.
probably should.
Yeah.
that's probably
Yeah.
show rough.
Oh yeah, I'd
might
go
be
show
Shorav.
Rob. Zigzag, that was too professional. Show Rob is a smaller operation. Also, guys, I don't know. We're definitely not going to talk about this during the show, but the government did not shut down
Right.
for 45 days. They kicked the can again. They're continuing to stay open and argue about who's worse between Trump and Biden.
That's good though.
Barbarian
No shutdown is
Further
good.
into unprecedented debt. Yeah, it's true. We'll see if they can agree on a budget in the next 45 days, though. So
Yeah.
They'll do it closer to the holidays. Really fuck everyone.
Wow. Yeah, I mean they might.
Yeah.
That would be when the 45 days is up. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully not. Hopefully they get it done.
Yeah. The rich people will get a nice long vacation. Everyone else will just get fucked.
All right. I'm gonna
Is that-
take the
well-
side of they get it done.
hopefully not. Yeah, hopefully things are perfect forever. We'll
Yeah.
see. Who wants?
I got
would-
the one. So someone send in the car and take us away.
All
I'll
right,
go
Wes, you want-
first.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, do it.
I'll go
Take us
first.
off
Are we doing send in the car? That's what.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
for now
Yeah.
until we come up with a
I
Macho
love
Man
it.
Send in
thing.
the car. Send in the car.
Mhm.
Send in the car. Guys, did I ever tell you? I think I might have mentioned before. I had this business idea I had for very mentally challenging days where, like, you think the world's out to get you. You just don't want to go on anymore.
Tuesday.
Yeah, I never really came up with a name. But the premise was that you would go to a place that was either decorated like a Southern grandma's house or an actual Southern grandma's home if you lived in the South, preferably a large grandma with a lot of like padding, large breasts, and
Okay.
preferably a black grandma. And
Okay.
there you would just lay in their arms and rest your head on their bosoms and cry. And then they would caress you and they would tell you everything's going to be all right. You know, just hold you and rock you like a baby. And they like
Sweeties.
sing like hymns.
Yeah.
You
Call
know,
you sweetie.
yeah.
Right.
Call you like child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then just like really calm you down.
You really calm me
Maybe
down. Yeah.
Some food, some
Yeah.
delicious.
30 minutes in that bosom.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell you
Turns
like
around,
like a good God-fearing like Southern woman just to calm you down and caress you. You know what I mean?
Tells you a good story, makes you some sort of like stew or porridge or soup.
Yeah. And then
Sounds like you could
yeah.
probably buy this service, but I
Yeah.
mean, it may not be.
I think you
on
could
the
buy
level
it.
right now.
Yeah, you could.
You could buy it on a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you
You're
could probably
feeling great.
enough money you can buy it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm talking like legit, like, you know, all right, I need to go see like grandmama's or something, you know, like that.
Rocking chair.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was inspired by
need to
that.
go to Mima's Titty.
Mima's titty. Mima's titty. That is
That's a good one.
fantastic. Mima's titty. That might get confusing, but I like it. I like Mima's titty a lot. And I think it was inspired by that Outkast song, the art of storytelling, where it's like thundering, and the little girl's like, I'm scared, and she's like, baby, don't be scared. It's just the Lord doing His work. It's gonna be all right. You know, I think that's where I got the idea.
About in the Help.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, and the help.
Yeah, where she's
exactly.
like, she really soothes that little girl. It's very nice.
I like the art of storytelling part 2, which is shorter and faster. One of the best songs
I like
that
them
Outkast
both.
has to offer.
Yeah. Anyways, a lot of days, especially my drunk days, I just wanted a large black, God-fearing Southern woman to just comfort me, and
lie to you and tell you it's going to be all right.
Exactly. And a Missouri woman, Mindy Horowitz of St. Louis, Missouri, has started a similar business focused on college kids. It's a mothering concierge service that she calls Mindy Knows. And it must have
like Mima's titty more than that.
Mima's titty is way better than Mindy Knows by 1,000%. And you can find it at mindyknows.com. Here's what the landing page looks like. And it says, looking for support while your kids are far away at school? We are local moms who are here to help. So it's a network of spy moms, basically.
What?
Yeah. Who will bring your kid chicken noodle soup when they're sick. Well, I mean, I'm going to play a video for you, and I might stop.
I don't think I get it yet. This sounds criminal to me almost.
I'm going to play this video. Here we go.
Okay.
Grow, and it's really a gift. The parents are so grateful to have us, and I am so grateful that their parents put their trust in us. My name's Mindy Horowitz. I am the CEO and founder of Mindy Knows. I'm the mom of three young men, and I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. Our oldest son, Josh, went to school in St. Louis at Washington University. And when he was in his first year, I joined the Facebook parent page that lots of the parents joined. And
that's fun for Josh.
I immediately would see all the things that the out-of-town parents needed. And I was lucky enough to be in town. So every day they would get on the page and they'd ask where to get a birthday cake for their student, or where to get chicken soup if their student was sick. And it occurred to me that as local parents here in St. Louis, we had an opportunity to help. And so we gave it a lot of thought. And then in fall 2019, we launched Mindy Knows. As a service, we are there to help reduce the stress from parents. As we all know, there's no hard stop to parenting when our kids go to school. And we're all in touch on a daily basis via cell phone. And what we try to do is just keep things a little bit more local. So instead of having to surf the internet to figure out the best dermatologist, our families can call us and say, hey, who do we go to? Our student needs to see a doctor. Or if they want to plan their family weekend when they're coming for a visit, instead of going through every single restaurant review in whatever town they're in, then we can be there to
hear
say,
every
this place
review
is really
from me
great.
instead.
I had a mom who called me last year around 8:00 at night. She said, what are you doing? And I said, nothing, I'm watching TV or whatever it was. And her daughter's apartment had caught on fire. And she asked me to go down. So I went down to campus. I waited for the fire department to clear out. I brought actually one of my puppies because I knew that the daughter loved puppies.
With the puppy.
Waited for the fire department to clear out.
This isn't a sales
and then
pitch.
I went to CVS. I picked up toothbrushes and
You get it?
No.
Why not?
I don't get it.
Will, do you get it?
I mean, she's a mom for rent. She's like
she
really more.
She wants to be a mom to every single college student.
She's just a babysitter. She's an elderly babysitter for.
She's a network of. It's a network of moms that are overbearing, just like you are. That when your kid goes to college and you can't be overbearing, you hire these moms to be overbearing for you. And
she's queen of the overbearing moms.
Yeah, she's queen of the overbearing moms. So you can get them to send gift baskets, like, Mom, I haven't gotten a Mindy Knows basket in 2 weeks. What the fuck?
I know you're only 20, but your mother and I thought one bottle of champagne would be okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Classic Mindy Knows.
Hard.
Yeah.
And she's got membership options, which gives you guidance, monthly updates from monthly check-ins, like spying on your kid, basically.
Is she getting keys? Are these kids making keys for Mindy?
I'm sure they have keys. I'm sure because she also does laundry. So if you need laundry done, They'll drop off the laundry all folded, little mint on your pillow, probably. You know, it's
a spy service.
yeah. That's what I said.
No,
I think it's a spy service.
I think she just loves being a mom.
She does.
I think she is using this because she's obsessed with being a mom and she never wants to stop.
That's right.
So she's going to do this as long as they'll pay her to do this, which is no one should be paying her to do this.
She loves being a mom. There's her and her son who,
I mean, she's making enough money to have like a, what is she expanding to new colleges or?
yeah,
is it
she's got
just
4
Stanford?
colleges now. Washington U, one in New York, 4 colleges. So
She's preying on the insecurities of other overbearing moms, which
Oh,
is
yeah,
a smart business mom.
didn't you hear the story about the fire? She's fear mom.
Oh my God.
She had to go stand next to the fire while the firemen put it out to make sure that that happened.
Could
with
you
a puppy.
imagine? Could you imagine hanging out with or being friends with, or worst case scenario, being a random roommate with someone that was in the Mindy's mom program? I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No, if your roommate, if you're random,
the snacks would be good, but
Mindy's coming over again. Like Jesus,
snacks. That'd be the only upside.
Jizz ridden boxers on. Should I do something?
Clean
Before?
up every time.
Yeah.
Right. A couple comments before we close it out. This person says, "Oh my goodness, let them grow up already. Precisely why our youth are a bunch of namby-pamby overgrown babies."
Absolutely.
This person says, "For people who view mothers as maids." This person says, "More evidence of the pathetic status of the current generation. Does she tuck them in bed and bring them their teddy bears too?" And then this one's a little racist, I think. It says, "Oy vey, she sure knows how to make money."
Is she,
This is Horowitz. Mindy Horowitz.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, they did emphasize the OFA.
They did.
Live commenter Jarrett. This is what I'm talking about. If he says, if my mom did this while I was in the Navy, she'd never talk to me again after. That's what I'm saying. Like, why is Mindy rolling up on disgusting dudes in college? Like, let them figure it out.
The whole point of college is like you go there and you either can take care of yourself or not. There's literally the whole point of sending your kids to college. So like if you give them Mindy, how is that going to really tell you if they're taking?
You might as well have not gone to college.
I didn't get any prices,
do it
but
from
I think
home. Just take online courses
for richer families. I would imagine Mindy's
for sure.
service,
This is I'm sure expensive.
So
no, she's not doing it for free, even though she would. She would do it for free. Mindy would do this for free.
Yeah.
She would.
I know she's a really nice lady.
Yeah, of course, she's too nice.
Too nice.
But the families she would do this for happen to have money, so it's a win-win.
Yes.
Yeah, she'd prefer the kids be pathetic and coddled their whole lives like her kids and not troubled. She doesn't want to do this to orphans that are, rough around the edges. This is for pathetic rich kids.
Yeah, exactly, Mark.
Yeah. But live commenter Landon brings up a good point. Puff puff pass with Mindy, maybe. It is.
That's the other. The dark side of my mind goes to, is she trying to bang some 19-year-olds?
Maybe
she would never, Mark.
Well, or she does all the time. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
It's either or.
No
either never or as often as possible.
Yeah, or it's just insane.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's a reason why I'm thinking in dark. It's my story.
There you go.
You guys want to go to Abercrombie lands?
Sure.
Okay. All right. You're not going to believe this, but the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, Mike Jeffries, this guy, and his partner, Matthew Smith, are accused of sexually exploiting men. Would you believe it? Abercrombie and Fitch, guys.
With ads like that, no way.
The store that featured shirtless men greeters with 8-packs. Would you believe it?
So intimidating to walk into Abercrombie and Fitch. I just knew I didn't belong in there.
Yeah, as an overweight, as a husky child, it was constantly just intimidating.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you guys right now, you absolutely didn't belong there. I know what our weights were growing up, and they didn't have clothes that fit either of you. They purposely didn't have anything over large. So
I could get into
you could walk in if you wanted to, but you couldn't really
into like the biggest Abercrombie size. I could squeeze into it.
I could get into a big jacket. That was about
it.
They
didn't want you to.
I was hot those days.
They were like Lululemon, like small sizes. They intimidate you. If you don't look something along the lines of this, just turn around.
Right.
So anyways, turns out that this guy who's had about 1,000 facelifts,
his face is odd at this point with how lifted it is. What's his age again? 52.
Like Joan Rivers.
He's 79. I don't think he's 79 in this picture. I think he's probably like 70.
Oh my God.
His partner, his British partner Matthew Smith, is 60, and the guys they raped were about 22.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's
Allegedly, what this guy would do was he hired he had a guy on his payroll who had, quote, no nose, and wore a snakeskin patch over his nose, not his eye, not an eye patch. He had a nose patch.
patch.
I've got a picture of him. His name is insignificant because we're going to call him Snakeskin Steve. So he would roll around. This guy did so much coke with the CEO of Abercrombie but he wasn't as rich, so he couldn't get his nose reconstructed back on. So he just rocks a snakeskin patch loosely over his half nose. And that
keeps
guy,
it from falling off.
Yeah, that guy, the rest of it falling off. That guy was the guy who would go to young men that worked at Abercrombie and say, hey, do you want to come meet the CEO at his mansion and come to his parties? So he was the Ghislaine Maxwell, Snakeskin Steve.
And then he would drug him and rape him.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, allegedly. So basically, the male sex ring recruiter, he goes by his real, government name's James Jacobson, but we'll call him Snakeskin Steve. He did much of the bidding for the former CEO, of Abercrombie Fitch, that Mike Jeffries guy. After doing cocaine, he'd be like, all right, now go get some hotties. And he'd bring them to, any of like the locations that this Abercrombie and Fitch billionaire had. He had like these are all like castles. He owned like really nice properties in New York. He had like a penthouse in Marrakesh, 5-star hotel. He had like castles in England with his partner, who was British.
This guy's living the life. I mean, he's got a Snakeskin Steve bringing all of his boy toys to him. He's got his castles. So he's...
Right. And if anyone gets in trouble, Snakeskin Steve's easy to fall on the sword. He's obviously the guy that's like going to get arrested, right? Like,
yeah, he'll kill somebody for you.
Absolutely.
No question.
So he would host these parties in New York at his New York residences and his castles all around the world. And they were described to have sex acts. They're basically just giant orgies. And
they're like Eyes Wide Shut style parties. They seem like in all these creepy like castles.
Funny you should mention it, Wes, because the defense is that these young men had eyes wide open when they came to the parties.
They wanted to get in the SUV.
So that was a little tongue-in-cheek, eyes wide shut.
Interesting.
They even call it out in their defense, a little eyes wide shut.
When you're given a gram of coke every 5 minutes, your eyes are pretty wide open.
Right. True.
The literal eyes wide open parties. Now, at least so what happened was, why this is becoming news, this CEO Mike Jeffries, he was like forced out in 2014 for reasons we'll get to later. Surprisingly not the sex stuff, but during
there was something worse than that.
Not worse, but just stuff that was more public that got him ousted.
You'd think like once the CEO starts rolling with the snake nose guy, that's when the board would be like, you know what, maybe we need to move on from this.
Right.
One, right.
And the thing is, everyone that worked at any of these residences, which were hundreds of people, they all saw it because it was like the Epstein thing. It was like there was thousands of people that knew about this sex ring.
Oh, you added the snake nose guy, huh?
Yeah. This can't be good.
Become part of the crew, huh?
What's his name?
He's menacing.
I report to him now.
You thought about this one?
He's in charge of me, snakeskin guy. Yeah, so this all happened between like 2005-ish and 2015 back then, right? When he was still the CEO. He was 90s to 2014. And at least half of the incredibly fit, tight-bodied men with jawlines that could cut diamonds say that Snakeskin Steve misled them and said that there would be absolutely no sex going on. There were just networking parties. And then they would show up. Some of them said they would have like 1 to 2 glasses of champagne. One guy woke up with a condom in his asshole in Marrakesh because he said he was roofied.
Whoa.
Now, this is also coming out now because
what a story.
2-year investigation by BBC, who has some of their own skeletons in the closet with Prince Andrew and some other things going on at BBC. But BBC did a 2-year investigation. They just released it, and they're saying that these guys have all very similar stories. They have flight receipts, they have email receipts, text receipts. They're willing to be interviewed. They have given out their names. They're coming on camera. It doesn't seem like it's bullshit.
Let me ask you this. Are these, and I know this doesn't matter, but it kind of does maybe. Are all these men gay, or were they straight men being raped also?
Yeah, I don't think that would matter, but I would assume they didn't say, but it's a lot of young men that are into modeling and wanted to advance their careers. I would say, if I was just completely throwing it out there, probably half of them were gay and the other half might have been gay for pay, depending on the price. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Sure.
that type of thing. Like,
So Snakeskin Steve shows up and he's like, "Hey, you want to go to the private walkway, the private runway at the CEO's house?"
That's exactly it. That's exactly how it went down. And they said, yes, of course. He's like, it's all expenses paid. We'll get you
And
the
you
nice
wake up with a
champagne.
condom in your butt.
You're networking. Exactly. So this guy's one guy who came. This guy's 23-year-old at the time, 23-year-old David Bradbury. He's probably like 40 now. He said that he was one of the fit models at Abercrombie, and Snakeskin Steve came up to him and said, "No funny business. Do you want to come to the party?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, I want to be one of the top models at Abercrombie." So he said he shows up to his first party, and within 10 minutes, a guy who he said was, quote, the gatekeeper to the Abercrombie CEO said, "If you want to get to him, you have to suck my dick."
Whoa.
And then Bradbury said, "Whoa, I'm not into that. I just want to, I'm 23. I want to get my career going." And Snakeskin Steve heard this, and he jumped in and saw that Bradbury wasn't into it. And he said, "Here's $500 for your trouble." And he escorted him out. And he's like, "You idiot." And then all the old men behind the curtains were like, "No, there goes Bradbury," that were like watching in the dark.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's that bad. And then apparently, though, Bradbury then got invited to a day party at
It was so hot they couldn't keep. He was a forbidden fruit.
They had to get him, so he went to the house in the Hamptons for a day party where it was just going to be a day party, nothing serious. And that's when Jeffries, the CEO at the time, didn't have a gatekeeper. He came up himself and he said, "Listen, if you want the promotion, you're gonna have to fuck me." And he said he got intimidated into banging the CEO, and he did have sex with him at that Hamptons party. So he's like, "I'm sorry about that, gatekeeper. Let's just do it between me and you."
What's that, Mark? Maybe you know this. What's that movie where there's like this like elite group of men and they're all wearing masks and they're all like, but they bring in like the boys and they're all just like billionaires.
Eyes Wide Shut?
No, it's not Eyes Wide
Shut.
Shut.
Sodom and Gomorrah, the horrible one.
It's a newer one, I think. And they're like
talking about the Quiet Game or whatever. The one
maybe
you don't want to Google that. What you just described. That's a tough Google.
Crazy movie. Maybe I'll think of it, or someone in the comments can help me
or whatever.
Like,
what's the Netflix one with it's from South Korea where they're
the Squid Games? No,
Squid Game. Yeah, it's not that.
It's not into sex. That's just into killing. It's like they all die. Yeah, I don't know. With the boys, I don't know.
That's good. Okay. Anyway.
But anyways, so like that type of stuff was going on. The guy who said he woke up with a condom said all these people are saying it's like a combination of Epstein and parties and like Hugh Hefner's Playboy things that were described, where groups of men would watch as these young boys had to bang the older guys or each other in front of them for money, and then they each get paid afterwards, like a couple $1,000s. And then, like the Epstein alleged thing in Palm Springs or wherever at his house with the masseuses, if you brought a hot young man with you, you'd get referral bonuses, which Snakeskin Steve probably hated. So he would probably be like, no, I brought these new guys, but you could get referral bonuses for just bringing guys to the party. And it was just fucking debauchery and horribleness and gang rapes with billionaire men that are 3 times the age of these guys, trying to intimidate these poor men that were like 22, 23, didn't know what was going on and tried to advance their career. Not a good situation. Yeah, not a good situation. Anyways, maybe Jackson can tell us that movie. I'm seeing some.
It might be Squid Games.
Squid Games.
Yeah, it might be Squid Games. Yeah,
multiple Squid Games in there.
Oof, I forgot that part of that. I blacked that part out.
Yeah,
with the young boys.
Yeah, they're like young men still.
So
these Abercrombie guys are 23.
Yeah, they're men. They're not boys. Yeah.
It's tough. It's not good.
Man, child.
It's bad no matter how you slice it. There.
but there were everyone like there was the guys, right? The 12 guys have come forward, 8 have given their names. And then there was they all had references. There was the people that worked at all these buildings, they all knew, like the mansions and stuff like that. So like there was like hundreds and hundreds of people that knew about this, didn't stop it over the years because the money was rolling in. What actually kind of ousted this former CEO Jeffries in 2014 was they did a 88-minute movie about Abercrombie Fitch that came out, I think, a year ago. And what happened back in the day that everyone knew about was he was racist, sexist, and they would do things like when he was there, when we were growing up, he had the Wongs. So like he would sell T-shirts like 2 Wongs make a white.
Right.
And that's can you describe that, Wes? The Wong brothers?
It says wash and fold, laundry service, and it's got 2 very stereotypical, what you would say Oriental people on it with the hats that you use to go collect rice in the fields. And it says 2 Wongs can make it white, and it's white spelled WHITE. Right.
Because they'll get the stains out. They sold the 2 Wongs make it white, and then the Oriental thing. They had the walking bowl, which is an Asian guy bowling. They sold these in stores. They also, as I mentioned earlier, didn't have any plus-sized clothing until the CEO was outed because Jeffries liked young, fit men. He hated fatties.
I mean, putting it all in perspective, I'd say that the rapes is way worse than the clothes.
It is worse. He also didn't like, it looks like blacks. So it was Asians, women, blacks, fatties, because he banned dreadlocks from any employee. Someone showed up with dreadlocks, he banned that. Oh, and Muslims. Of course, you have to add Muslims too. Jeffries didn't like them. Abercrombie and Fitch actually took a case all the way to the Supreme Court in 2015, a few months after Jeffries resigned. But it started with him because they had fired a woman for wearing a headscarf or hijab, and they took it all the way to the Supreme Court and said, hey, we're allowed to deny a woman employment for wearing a headscarf because the religious garment violated our look policy, and the policy was white and tight, which she wasn't, and they lost that 8-1.
Yeah, you think because of religious freedom, right?
8-1, they lose that one.
Yeah, I mean, even the most conservative judge is going to side with the hijab on that one.
Well, not the most. The most side.
Which one is
8 of them? I don't know.
Who's the holdout?
I don't know.
Clarence.
Someone that might have been at Jeffries' parties. So yeah, I mean, this guy's a scumbag. He got, cases to the Supreme Court. He's anti-black, anti-Muslim, anti-women, anti-fatties, and he rapes boys or young men. So that's Jeffries allegedly, and that's what's been coming out about him. That's what's been going on with Abercrombie. Abercrombie did release a statement saying, we are appalled and disgusted by the alleged behavior of our former CEO.
We watched it happen for 3 decades.
Right. But we were rolling in money. Yeah. I in college, I had one of my close friends worked at Abercrombie, and he was like, like if you go to like a Hooters in like, let's say like Tampa Bay or like Miami, you're gonna get the A League, but if you go to like a Hooters in like Missouri, not this. So we were in a city where he was like, it was like he was good looking, he was tall and blonde and was in decent shape, so they hired him at Abercrombie. But what he would do is he would steal from them, and he would throw a bunch of merchandise in the back in like a dumpster and put boxes over it. And then after his shift, he would go pick it up, and then he would sell all the stolen merchandise to people like me for like half off. So I had like a couple nice Abercrombie jackets in college for like half off. I mean, it was quite
the good deal.
Yeah.
I used to wear. Abercrombie. I cannot fault Jeffries for helping get guys hand jobs. Growing up in the 90s, middle school and high school, because he did. If you were Abercrombie, you were likely to get a hand job more quicker.
But it turned out he was also forcing his own jobs onto young men, and that's
we all thought it was great, but it wasn't. Now I usually wore Abercrombie khaki shorts, but I was more of a Nautica or Hilfiger top guy.
Polo, Nautica, Hilfiger.
Ralph Lauren,
Nautica,
exactly.
I was more Nautica than
I didn't like their shirts.
The rest of them.
No, I never wore Abercrombie shirts.
But Wes, you got to feel better now getting all that free Abercrombie loot, knowing you were stealing from a monster. Basically,
I mean, I would have, and he never got caught, which is great. So, win-win. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Everyone else though it was tough times. Besides
Really
the guys getting hand jobs that were
bad.
in middle school that were, consensual. People that work there, mainly. It's bad for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's tough.
Hopefully
That's
they
tough.
get some justice, if they were all really if the allegations are legitit.
They kind of
Steve
missed the
denies
boat.
it.
They
Snakeskin
kind of
Steve denies the allegations.
yeah, no shit he does. Yeah.
they probably should have done this when they were at the height of their like billions.
Yeah, for as far as the lawsuit
Payouts,
carrying
yeah.
weight, this going to
Yeah.
be a little bit.
No, it's just like
watered down
Epstein. It's already like they're done with it. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah, the guy's 79 or 80.
Abercrombie's in like Ross now, aren't
This
they?
happens all the time. What Weinstein got busted after raping all the starlets
After the
for
heyday,
30
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Weinstein's in a wheelchair by the time they catch him. It seems like they keep getting these guys after their crimes are pretty much done.
After they're useful for people
Yeah.
making money for people.
It's funny.
Right? And then once they're not useful for making money for people and they're a sexual monster, then they get found out.
Cool. There you go.
There it is. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
All right, nice. We'll move on. Live comments real quick. Breaking news from Gavin in DC says Gates dropped a motion to vacate the chair. So now Matt Gates is trying to get Kevin McCarthy, I guess, like off the speaker. I have no idea what that means.
I don't know what that
Matt
means.
Gates
Yeah.
just added again. Hey,
He's
Wes,
a
Cecil is asking, are we going to talk about the USA golf team eating a steaming pile of stinky European shit during the Ryder Cup?
Again.
I don't know.
I mean, what's there to say? We absolutely did do that. We had our team leader was a failure. Zach Johnson, I think, was a terrible captain. I don't even know why he was a captain, to be honest with you.
Who's that?
And yeah, good question. Yeah, that's exactly right, Mark. I think he won. I think he won. I think he won the Masters one year or something like that. That's it. Not a household name like you should have as a Ryder Cup captain, like a Fred Couples or a Davis Love or something like that. Yeah, we sucked. We absolutely sucked. We had no team leader, and they deserve to lose.
Come on, USA, you got bounce back. And last one before we move on.
Oh, no, hang on. Before we move on,
what's up?
The USA team was so out of sorts for the Ryder Cup and so cocky that when they won the last couple or whatever, that they threatened to kick off Xander Schauffele because his son wouldn't sign. He wouldn't sign waivers for his son to appear on a Netflix show about the Ryder Cup. So he didn't want his son to be on the show. So they were like, "We're going to kick you off the team because we don't need you."
They got too cocky. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody was.
Europe's been wiping the floor with us, though. I mean,
Have they?
yeah. And there was a controversy about Patrick Cantlay not wearing the hat because it didn't fit him, and Rory McIlroy's still a little bitch because of something that Cantlay's caddy did. It was a lot of drama. I watched it a few. It was not that exciting.
Debating over whether somebody wears a hat or not is the most golf shit of all time.
It was
Mark
ridiculous.
with the C in the live comment says, 2 wongs don't make a right, but 3 lefts do.
It's true.
Wise,
3 lefts definitely
wise
make a right.
observation. Yeah.
Zach Johnson at one time he went to a hole.
I thought.
Jordan Spieth was going to hit a driver on a drivable par 4, and the only time that Zach Johnson coached a player,
Layup.
he said take out the 3 wood, and Spieth put it in the water. That was his it sums up his captaining right there. That whole sequence. Terrible.
That's tough.
Bad.
That sounds like it's real bad in golf terms. I don't know.
Real bad, Will.
Tough.
Was that commentary European?
Can I get a mulligan? Jeez. We get the yeah. All right.
Real bad.
Last live for real. Jason Watson Finley says, first time in the live, hashtag go Seahawks. All right. We do tape these now at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to watch us tape it live, the podcast, because you can pregame for football, all football season long with Hard Factor. Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Eric in the private chat says Matt Gates is trying to oust McCarthy. Yeah. For causing.
Yeah. What else is new?
Being a douche.
Yeah.
As always. Okay. Moving on to the Canadian government. The hits just keep on coming for the Canadian government as former Liberal MP and current CEO of the Friends of Simon Wiesenthal Center for Holocaust Studies, Michael Levitt. This is his picture so you guys can see who he is. He's advocated for the declassification of the Deschênes report.
No, that's the guy you showed us from Boston that claims he's 21 years old that goes around.
He does look like Tony P in DC.
The DC
No.
guy,
Yeah, that's Tony
No.
P without
That's not
makeup.
Tony P. He looks like him. He's an
Yeah.
older Tony P.
Okay.
Michael Levitt. He's a former Canadian MP, and now the CEO of Friends of the Friends of Simon Wiesenthal Center for Holocaust Studies. Anyways, he has advocated for the declassification of the Deschênes report, which the Deschênes report in Canada, it includes all the names of Nazis that came to Canada after World War II and settled there.
Long list.
But a long list, but they've never declassified it. And he says that he still carries the shame that the government he served in the past did not open the documents. He's calling them to be declassified again, obviously after what happened a couple weeks ago. While specific numbers are not known, Levitt said that the historic consensus is that about 2,000 people who fought for the Waffen SS in the Galicia division of the Nazis came to Canada after the war, exactly like Yaroslav Hunka, the guy who recently got 2 standing ovations.
Yeah, look at him getting hand hugged by everyone. Yeah.
Right. The speaker there with his weird ass tie, who resigned over this, right? And apparently this isn't the first time. Canada has a track record of being easy on the Nazis, even having an infamous death squad member. Now, the Nazi death squad.
That's not a group to go easy on, Right.
No, it's not. And they killed over 2 million people, mostly Jews, in the Holocaust sites.
What the Jews do? Did they do anything?
Existed, and the Nazis wanted them gone.
Existed, right.
And so the death squad.
According to Hitler, Mark, you want to know what they did according to Hitler?
Well, yeah,
Will,
he had a
I wanted Will's answer. I was looking for Will's answer.
Yeah. But
how much time do you have?
But so
I pulled a few quotes.
So the death squad is like the worst of the Nazis, right? It's like above the SS, the Gestapo, and everything. They were the execution squad. They killed 2 million plus people, mostly Jews, in the concentration camps. And
6 million almost Jews died in the Holocaust.
Well, yes,
right.
Up to
this
6 million.
squad themselves
Millions.
around almost a third of them.
Okay.
By themselves, just like a few dudes, right?
Yeah,
so,
Jesus.
and this guy, Helmut Oberlander, he passed away peacefully in Ontario in 2021 as a member of the death squad, while the government was unable to ever deport him to stand trial for his crimes back in Europe. And so this guy had fled, Europe to America. He got kicked out of America, went to Canada. Canada was never even able to get him, and he was a death squatter. So sounds like Trudeau, and he died in 2021 peacefully in a home in Canada. So sounds like Trudeau should probably declassify the Deschênes report and issue 1 million more apologies. Talk about opening Pandora's fucking box with this Yaroslav Hunka guy. I mean,
they fucked up. You don't give a guy awards and standing ovations, and then not expect us to get looked into a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, and then when you peel back the onion, apparently it gets worse. So
right, the reason they're giving the award is because 2,000 of these guys were community members.
Right. They're treating these guys like
Canadian heroes. Is what
right.
Canadian heroes.
Right. Yeah. They're treating them like the Abercrombie guy. They waited till they're all dead before all this shit comes out, and they let them live their lives, and now it sucks.
Yeah. Why are we doing this to monsters? Why are we letting monsters get away with it until they're 90?
Yeah.
No, it's a great question. But at least I'm glad. I like it when idiots step in it, right? Like all these people who are like memorializing this group, this Waffen SS Galicia division, of a bunch of them moved to Canada, and now they're trying to whitewash them over there in the Canadian government. Those morons just stepped right in it, and now they're people are like, what the fuck? Not only are you giving them standing O's today, now let's look back. You've been fucking treating them nicely ever since 1945. What the fuck, Canada?
Yeah, that's wild. 2,000 of them. They should have all been in jail. I mean, there's the Nuremberg trials, right, for all this shit.
They're supposed to be, and and Poland is looking into getting this Yaroslav Hunka guy, even though he's 98, because he could be liable for war crimes over there. So
Intern Jackson says the U.S. took just as many in exchange for Nazi research. Look, all countries,
NASA, all of NASA,
all countries that took in Nazis should be ashamed.
We're not giving standing O's, 2 standing O's in 2023 though, and
So
he
Argentina's
actually
like
kicked out the death squad.
how many
guy,
did Argentina take?
and,
25,000,
Canada
50,000?
took them with open arms. So look, there's got to be something done here up in Canada. I think it's clear with the whole Nazi thing. It's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem.
Big problem.
It's a big problem.
Huge problem. All right. Back to me. You guys ever been to like a palm reader or like a psychic of any kind?
No, Wes, of course not. That's ridiculous.
One time I got into an enormous fight with my wife because I think it's bullshit, the palm reading.
Mhm.
She really wanted me to go.
Oh, you got to pay for it. Well, you got to play the game. But
I never
in that situation,
I paid
would
the
have
price.
gone.
I should have gone.
As an individual, no, not ever.
Yeah. I went to New Orleans with my girlfriend, and there was a psychic there, and it was like obviously she was like a really famous one because she had a shop set up in like a really famous part of New Orleans.
Damn bullshit.
Like down in the French Quarter area.
It wasn't the other really popular part of New Orleans, not the French Quarter, but another really live music area. And anyway, she was like, I want to do this. And it was like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. We were down there, and I was like, you go have fun with the palm reader. I'm going to go to the bar and get drinks and get hammered and listen to live music.
That was what I said too.
And I gave the palm reader a dirty look before I left because I was like, you're fucking full of shit. You're just taking my girlfriend's money, you crook. And she gave my girlfriend a terrible reading about me and our relationship, and like almost ruined the trip. I mean, it was wild. Like I'm the devil. Like, I mean, just crazy.
Guys, learn from me and Wes. Go to the fucking palm reading. Like I didn't go either.
Yeah.
And then the palm reader wanted me there.
Well,
And I go, hey, I'm not going to go over to the palm reader. And it just caused a shitstorm. You got to go to the damn palm reading when
You
you
just got to do it. Yeah.
The first
Be
thing
nice
palm
to
reader,
it too.
The first thing palm readers and psychics do is they suss out poker players. They suss out a few generic pieces of information about you: your name, your attitude. Are you sad? If you're sad, you're probably asking about a dead person, right? Or like like they can. You're looking at a ring. You're looking at a wedding magazine. You probably want to get married. They figure all this. So if your girlfriend shows up without you, pissed off.
Right.
She's going to give a bad reading about you to affirm her, and also because she doesn't want you in her life taking her business away from her. You need to show up that fucking palm reader with a smile on your face and be like, this is going to be awesome. And then she'll be like, suck his dick. You're going to suck his dick in the future.
You learn, in retrospect, it seems simple, Mark.
Should have gone. The
palm reader's happy if it's going to go.
When you're 18 sheets to the wind, like Wes was in New Orleans and I was in New York, you typically just say, you know what? I fucking hate palm reader. I think it's stupid.
You need to wait till you need to be like, why don't you go to the bathroom? Why don't you go to the bathroom while I check in with I'll check you in on the palm reader and send her to the bathroom. And then you slip the palm reader an extra 20 or 40 bucks and say, hey, toss in the blowjob reading.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
That's a good move, Mark, but wasn't thinking. Anyway, another question. Let's say you're walking around, let's say Brazil, in the center of Macau, Brazil, which is a mecca for fortune tellers. So you're walking around. There's just a bunch of crazy people.
Macau.
Yeah, it's a MECEIO with an accent on it. And like this woman was doing. Where is she? Let me pull her up. Her name is Fernanda Silva Valos de Cruz Pinto. So quite a long name. Here she is. Very attractive lady. This happened back on August 3rd. No, she's just a lady who was walking around these freaks in Brazil. And one of these palm readers came up to her, this elderly woman. She looked like the witch in Robin Hood, I imagine, She said, I want to read your palm. And the lady was like, okay, this is what we do here in this palm reading mecca of weirdos. You can read my palm. And she held out her palm, and the woman was like, I see here it says you only have a few days to live. And then she gave her a piece of chocolate. Now,
no, that's a bad palm reading.
Oh, you shouldn't take that piece. That's like the poison apple from Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to think I wouldn't eat the chocolate, but I know myself, I might eat the chocolate.
Well, I only got a few days left to live. Why not?
Well, it's chocolate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as
Well, it could just be poison. She
indulge.
could say that and give you a poison.
Clearly was
kills
poison.
you.
Well, yeah.
Clearly,
An
it was poison. So hours after eating this chocolate that she definitely shouldn't have eaten, she started to feel ill. She started vomiting. She started
You've
bleeding
gotta
from her
be fucking
orifices.
kidding.
She got dizzy, blurry. She started texting her friend, being like, "I'm weak. I'm blurry."
She ate the fucking chocolate, lady.
Yeah, she ate the chocolate. And they rushed her to the hospital, but by that time she was just bleeding from her nose and everywhere else.
Yeah,
And
God.
she said because I accepted a chocolate and city center, I ate it. After that, I felt sick. She was texting her friend before. At the time, I didn't even cross my mind. She was just an old lady. Of course, she's just a creepy old lady. Here's a piece of chocolate from an old lady.
She turned out to be a murderer.
She turned out to be a murderer.
Yeah. Ooh.
Now this is
But
crazy.
It proves her right though. So now she's like, she's
Yeah.
got clout as a psychic.
Well,
Exactly.
she doesn't have no
Yeah.
a murderer predicting their own murder is not.
Yeah.
Still
That's
counts,
no
right?
clout. That's
Still
does
counts.
not.
She was
It's
right.
in
Still counts.
That's trickery.
the voodoo world, that
It
gives you some
counts.
clout
That
Yeah,
doesn't count.
that
because you
counts,
can't
Will.
prove it.
No,
Well,
that's
that counts.
it's obviously a poisoning. Give me a break. That if I'm in the voodoo community, I'm not giving this any credit. I'm saying that's obvious poisoning. You had no magic on that.
Pretty good, if you ask me. I mean, it's not good for the hot chick that died, R.I.P. But it's good for
Good
the
poisoning.
voodoo lady.
It proves she's
Yeah.
crazy. And I like
Yeah.
my psychics to be a little crazy, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's horrible though. I mean, she
Yeah.
killed us. It's a murder.
So this thing was full of pesticides, sulfatep and turbufos, and the police say these are substances highly prevalent in cases of poisoning, intoxication in Brazil due to their easy access. So they don't know, you know. Also, this woman apparently had a history of like ulcers and like gastric problems, her family. So her family, like when this was happening to her, didn't really think anything of the poisoning at first, which is crazy. Did the woman know that when she poisoned her?
Y'all went to get readings.
Yeah.
No, this
So
is like a shitty situation, just the worst possible.
it's terrible. So
Had she done this before, Wes?
they can't find the woman. They don't know who the woman is because they're a dime a
There's a
dozen
murderer
in this,
out on the
in this
street.
fucking hall. That she's, you know, probably just rags and like jingling around with like
Oh my
trinkets all
God.
over her, you know. So
Yeah, well,
This could have been a hit, dude.
that's what they're saying. They're saying maybe it was a hit, but they don't know
Yeah.
anyone who would want to take her out.
Look how hot all of her ex-boyfriends.
Yeah,
They
I don't know.
can't get her anymore.
This town in Brazil is just off my list forever.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah. But she left behind a 9-year-old daughter with special needs.
What
by the
the
way.
fuck?
No, come with special need. Wes, leave that part out, man.
No, that was the last thing. That was the last thing on the article.
Holy
You
shit.
gotta leave that part out, dude. You could take some journalism.
That is
creativity.
tragic. That is one of the most tragic stories I've ever heard. How could you eat that chocolate? My
know.
goodness.
Oh.
And also, if you do like pesticide work or anything with chemicals, dude, take a shower right away. That shit will fuck you up. Like,
Yeah.
It's not
oh,
good. Can paralyze you too.
horrible.
It reminds me of the Tales from the Crypt episode, one of my favorites. Love Tales from the Crypt with Demi Moore. She plays a stripper, and I'm pretty sure you see her fantastic rack in it.
Oh.
And she goes to a psychic, and the psychic's like this, obviously like psycho, but correct. And she's like, you're gonna marry someone that he's gonna get rich. And this guy is a regular at her strip club, and he's disgusting. He's like 500 pounds, and he's like always hitting on her. And she's like, no, that's the guy. You got to date him. She's like, he's gonna inherit a bunch of money. You gotta date him. So finally, she's like, okay. She dates him and marries him because he's gonna inherit a bunch of money. She goes and is like the 5 millionth customer at the supermarket and wins like a $5 million check. And she goes home and brags and says, "Ha! That psychic was wrong. You're disgusting. I only married you because you're gonna inherit money. You piece of shit. And he stabs her to death, and he inherits her $5 million.
Oh,
That's
like a Glass
inherited
Mirror
money.
or Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Tales from the Crypt was like
Twilight Zone,
horror
yeah.
Black Mirrors back
all
in
the
the day.
same kind of theme.
It's cool.
Same kind of
Yeah, it's
theme.
very cool.
Yeah, really nice.
Tales from the Crypt, HBO used to be. I got them on DVD. They're good.
Really freaky.
Yeah.
Really freaky.
Tits and
All right.
freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, more tits. They were like
Yeah.
A-list actors before they became A-list
Yeah.
actors. Awesome.
You get to see some tits on Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt was awesome. All those series are awesome. I mean, just that style of show is hilarious. Chris Slate's live chat says, "God damn it, Wes."
Yeah, the last part was a gut punch.
It was, wasn't it?
Special needs kid, huh?
Yeah. stuff.
Well, don't worry, everybody. We're not ending the show on that note. Instead, I'm going to ask you guys one simple question. Is this man the most hilarious terrorist ever of all time? Because terrorism, typically not funny at all. Very, very bad. You're terrorizing somebody to a legal degree, and that's not good. But a man in New Jersey has been charged with the very serious crime of terrorism, and among other charges, for one of the most hilarious string of events I've ever read about in news articles, and taking it to Independence Township, New Jersey, back on September 20th at about 6:17 p.m. A man identified as John Hargreaves, and I couldn't find a mugshot yet. I'm sure they got one. He was arrested after he drove his SUV into a random person's garage, just straight in there, straight through the door, just plowed right into the garage. And that's pretty cool, right? Driving his SUV through. I mean, as far
Was
as
there no
It's fun.
car in the garage?
nobody was hurt. Nobody was
Okay.
hurt in the garage. No, I mean, he was able to back out, so I assume he didn't hit me.
It would be fun to do that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's joyriding, criminally for sure, but joyriding nonetheless. Just blast straight through a garage, probably look kind of cool, Anyways, he decided that wasn't cool enough. So he drove his tan SUV straight into the Independence Township Police Department office. The
Oh, that's a
squad.
funny prank. Look at that.
Squad room.
Oh, and he put his hands up. He's celebrating.
He celebrates himself. Also, he was allegedly blaring Guns N' Roses, "Welcome to the Jungle."
Well, you sound
wait,
funny.
I
when
can't
the
hear you,
video's
Will.
playing. You can't. Don't talk while
Oh,
the video's
shit.
playing. Well, you got to take it down or something. Or
Shit,
like you're
okay.
underwater. Okay, there you go.
So yeah. So he was allegedly playing Guns N' Roses "Welcome to the Jungle" as he drove through, and as you guys could see, I'm just gonna play it again on silent. But as you guys could see, he's wearing wraparound Oakley eyeglasses. So like
He's got the
He's-
moonroof
He
open
hit
too.
a sign that said "Keeping Kids Safe," and then he gets
Yeah.
out of the car.
dude, he's got like the bug eye like 90s style Oakleys with clear lenses in them, like a psycho. And then I think he's wearing like a Taz shirt. Is that a Taz tee? I can't really tell
What
exactly.
if it's a tiz?
He certainly seems a little
That
tizzy
could be a
for
tiz.
sure.
Those
Let's
cops
see
are
if-
so much calmer than I would
I-
expect them to be.
You would think they must know that
shocked.
there is.
Yeah. they're in
Is that a
shock, yeah.
Taz? It's something. It's like a Looney Tunes shirt. Basically dressed like a grown toddler.
Yeah. Like he's about to go to Six Flags.
He's got his fingers in the air like a kid that's about to get dinner.
Yeah.
He's
It's
celebrating
fucking
like Daniel Bryanson. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he is now awaiting trial for the terrorism charge and a ton of other charges in Warren County Jail. Probably not worth potentially killing someone in their home or an officer in the squad room, and the terrorism charge on top of that. But thankfully, in this situation, nobody was hurt, and John was able to give us that hilarious video. So I asked you, is that the funniest terrorist you've ever seen?
He's a rascal. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
not the funniest, but it is funny because no one got hurt, and he's an insane
Name
guy.
someone funnier.
I can't name someone that's funnier terrorist.
Yeah, put you on the spot. Knew you
yeah.
couldn't.
Osama bin Laden.
No.
Guy was a
Yeah.
crack.
Well, yeah.
No,
some
I'd say that
say-
guy's the funniest terrorist.
Some say
Pretty funny.
Osama had jokes. All right, that's it. That's it for Hard Factor. Funniest terrorist I could find today. I think we covered a lot of important topics, and we're all better for it. And now, as I said, if you're watching us tape it live, we're still done before Monday Night Football starts. So,
Wow.
Wes, sir, please, if you could pop up that wheel, because I
Oh.
think we have all four on tomorrow.
Yes.
and we'll get that done. And everybody
Yes.
can have a great fucking evening who's watching it live and enjoy the Monday night game. And then if you're listening in the morning, you're gonna have a great fucking day.
Thank God.
Marsh.
I got the coffee.
Wes was playing Russian roulette right there.
That was the longest wheel spin I've ever seen. Oh.
All right. Jackson says the funniest terrorists are the Taliban who miss jihad in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, those guys
They
with the
missed
duck
jihad.
boats. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are pretty. Those guys are pretty.
Like,
funny.
yeah, the guys that didn't like regulations. They're like, well, there's so many rules now.
I
We
just
have
want
to
the
go- you have to
jihad.
wear a suit and stuff. And
All I
Yeah,
want to do
they
is
are-
jihad.
yeah,
Those terrorists are funny. I find this one to be slightly funnier because those ones actually have killed infidels. This guy is just.
I'm particular to guys that steal people's shoes. I think that's kind of funny.
That's a good
That's
act
funny.
of terrorism.
Yeah, it's funny.
Nice.
Could be dangerous too, but because they're going in homes, but it's funny.
Oh, right, like a foot fondler type deal. You're thinking, or like
the guys waking up
Woogie.
like fondling toes and stuff.
Sucking
Woogie.
toes.
Yeah, Woogie from There's Something About Mary.
Yeah, foot fetish people. Yeah,
They're funny to me.
they are pretty hilarious. All right, Wes is gonna get some NyQuil and some Dayquil. We're gonna regroup, watch some football, and be back for you tomorrow. Don't forget this Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, October 6th. That is the meetup for patreon.com/Hard Factor. Send in the card and Golden Elbow tier. Join us if you wanted to shoot the shit, watch a movie, probably something. We're going to have fun. It's going to be a fun digital meetup. Shoot the shit with the hosts. Store.hardfactor.com if you want to support the pod in the wild. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking Tuesday.